Hey, it's JC1424 once again with another album review, and today we're going to be talking about the new album from Nickelback, and it's called Get Rollin'. It was released on November 18th, 2022. So I've put this review off for about a month, but obviously I had other things to work on. That's a great album. You should go check it out. A lot of really awesome artsy-fartsy shit on there. Some of my favorite songs of the year are on that album. But the first album that I ever owned on CD was this one. So it holds a very special place in my heart. I had already heard all these songs on the radio, and that's why I wanted it for like my birthday or some shit. And the last album that they made was this one, Feed the Machine. I think this was a great recovery for Nickelback. Quite the comeback album after 10 years of material that wasn't as good as this album. And my favorite album from Nickelback, though, has got to be this one, The Long Road. I mean, it's more on the rock side. It was before they decided that they were going to try to appeal to several different people all at once in genres. But the point is, you'd be led to believe that this is going to be a biased review. You could not be more wrong. Track 1 is San Quentin. It does everything in its power to be a lead single and get the album Rollin'. It's basically a mid-2000s post-grunge version of like a Sammy Hagar song about getting drunk and breaking shit and driving fast, then get arrested and do it all over again. It's got a classic chugging dad riff, and the tambourine comes in while Chad Kroeger's voice is dry as dirt. So, all that being said, it's not a perfect way to start the album, but it is a great way to start the album. I'm usually kind of lenient on albums starting off because all you really got to do is just set the vibe, and they do that well. Track 2 is Skinny Little Missy. It's a naughty, sexy song about his friend with benefits who I guess is into networking at the clubs or some shit. I feel like I'd enjoy the song more if the lyrics and phrasing were as good as the musical composition. It all seems so overly unoriginal, aside from the way that the guitar solo just unfolds in the bridge. That's good. The skinny girl narrative, though, is so vaguely outdated. Aren't half their fans mildly overweight?
I'm like a kid in a candy store. Resist. What for? You know you're coming back for more. Skinny little missy don't want no boyfriend.
I mean, keep in mind what side of the world that we are on, and the group of people that they are trying to appeal to. It feels oddly specific to phrase it that way. I'm not gonna go as far as say that they're freaking fat phobic or some shit. No, it's stupid. It's just a damn song. But there's people that are stupid and would do that, or just at least find it unrelatable. But anyways, track 3 on All the Right Reasons is Photograph. See right there. Track 3 on this album is also Photograph. It's called Those Days, and it kind of strands together 80s references instead as a writing style. It purposely leaves way less of an impact by forcing an even worse cliche sound, well, than the song on this album did. This does not make us feel younger and take us back with nostalgia. It makes us feel older. Who the fuck asked for that? I can't say it isn't sweet at some moments, but the reverb in the bridge, it made me wince.
Instead of turning the page, we be turning up the stereo and playing everywhere we go.
Track 4 is High Time, and it was one of them singles. The sample of someone hitting up a bong while the bass is wackier than Seinfeld is just deplorable. It's a country rock tune about, I don't know, rolling up a blunt, and then it's full of 80s references. It's like they sometimes do 80s theme, and sometimes they don't. But it was intended to represent the album as a whole, given that little analogy that I just obviously made. It is listenable and has an okay melody, though.
Same old, same town, going nowhere.
The 5th song on this album is Vegas Bomb, not to be confused with something else that occurred in Vegas. It's definitely kind of hot, but the chants in the background leading up to the chorus kind of kill it for me. The muted riff, though, has such a metallic sound. And I don't mean metal, the genre. Like, it sounds as if they stuck the guitar in a microwave. And it sounds kind of cool, not gonna lie. The rhythm you can really walk along to and put a little pep in your step. Okay, is this a Hot Pocket or a song I'm talking about? Anyways, the guy is singing about sexy college cheerleaders, or hopefully college, and, drinking a bunch of fancy drinks at the bar, Nickelback frat boy stuff. Okay, so track 6, Tidal Wave, sounds stellar compared to everything on this album. Nothing else has this enticing vibe. There is a guitar tone that we have not heard from them in like 20 years. And there's so much space for everything to just soak into. It's about being swept off your feet and just floating. There's this little bounce with the bass and a tad bit of piano, just making it all the more elegant.
Heavy on my mind, levees breaking currently.
And then the 7th song on this album is Does Heaven Even Know You're Missing? It's another song based off of a pickup line. But frat boys gotta do what frat boys gotta do. Musically, this is actually more like Photograph than Those Days was, but it has the phrasing of some poppy single from No Fixed Address, which a lot of people probably don't even remember that album, and maybe don't even remember that song, but if you don't worry about it. Again, the piano is kind of a healthy addition. It's the most wholesome song on here, but I'm not sure that really means anything with all the other filthy material. It's kind of like a Build-A-Bear being like right next to a Spencer's.
Come and hide away with me. Oh, does heaven even know you're missing?
And then you've got track 8, Steel Still Rusts. I didn't realize until like my third listen that this song actually has some sort of meaningful message. That's the thing about Nickelback. They spend so much time writing about the same generic crap that whenever they actually have something meaningful to say, you might not even freaking notice. But they went more into detail about this song in like an interview where Chad Kroeger said specifically that there was this friend of his who is a bodyguard and used to be in the military and told all these really cool stories about being overseas and everything that he had been through, of course, and well, what it was like returning to the country. But that doesn't exactly tie into what the song is about whenever you actually read through it and hear what is being said. Because Grandma says fuck military propaganda and society as a whole will just spit you out and make you resent it. And it would have fit so well on the last album, I guess theme-wise, but here in the sound, it kind of replicates Hero, from the Spider-Man soundtrack, or Angel's Son by Sevendust. Both great songs. I wouldn't say this one is as good as those, but for that, it's still a pretty good song. Song number 9 is called Horizon, and it is literally the weakest song on the album, with this gooey, cheesy filler and odd vocal inflection about how the universe just hasn't aligned for love to fall into place, like right in the perfect spot, so they can both be in love together. Like they just haven't been right place, right time, both of them. And I don't know, this is some Hallmark shit. And there's nothing musically dynamic or intriguing to pull me in after all the mediocre material like this we've already gotten on the album.
Thank God there's no way to kick this habit. 'Cause one of us is always told somebody else, while one of us is hoping that nobody can tell.
And then we have track 10, Standing in the Dark, just saying that love is the best antidepressant, and that I was so lonely without you. It's not bad, to be honest. It sounds very lively for me, like it'd be a real crowd mover if you were to hear it live and stuff. But there is a strange reference to some corny single from the last album. Either that was a reference, or Chad Kroeger has amnesia and doesn't even realize he's written this exact lyric before. I'll put the lyric on the screen. Yeah, whatever. But the guitar sounds really down-tuned, but the actual production is good, especially whatever string thing is going on in the bridge.
Find an angel like you. God, you found me, 'cause I'm broken and handing you my heart.
And the final song on the album is track 11, Just One More. See what they did there? This is the only track that sounds even slightly modern, mainly by utilizing cello, start to finish, for both the bass in the verses and the treble in the chorus. In the end, it is just a Nickelback song about how heaven's gates won't open up for me. I do want to add that whoever mixed this truly did a crime to that beautiful lady's voice at the end of the song. You can barely hear her. Some of you probably have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about because of how quiet it is. Maybe if you've got like a wacky stereo that places the sound differently, you can hear it better. I don't freaking know. But don't make no stupid My Chemical Romance essence excuses. This is not Nickelback, stuffing her voice way in the background for like a metaphor or symbolicness. Though this is more like Evanescence with their last album and the dumb producer that made everything sound like porridge. But anyways, my final score for the new Nickelback album, Get Rollin', released on November 18th, 2022, is a 76%, which might not sound that bad, but on my general grading scale that I got from when I was in school, it's a C-. So yeah, it's okay on a good day. But on a bad day, it's D territory. And I'm better off just listening to any other album. Like, even this one, Dark Horse, is so much less respectable than Get Rollin', because Get Rollin' is so tame. That is a good way to describe this album, and it hurts Nickelback is how tame it is. I mean, even fucking Feed the Machine, I would not say it's too tame. It's very edgy and like it's political attempts and the messages it's trying to put out there and the grit. The thing about Dark Horse is that they're just fucking nuts. So much frat boy energy. The material they're putting here, it's just unrespectable. But they sell that. That was Nickelback back in the day, just like Disturbed in some completely different way. But yeah, they sold that, and I would rather listen to this because of the hits and how hard they were able to make everything into a hit. This Get Rollin' album is just too tame. And the references it's trying to make to stuff in the 80s is just kind of awkward. You heard what I said about those days. Did I make you feel younger? Make you feel older? But yeah, thanks for watching this review of the new Nickelback album. That's that, and album review over.
Bottom of my heart.